Welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan. Now, before we start, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to checking this out. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow, it helps a lot, and again, thank you. Have an incredible day or evening, depending where you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. So, welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan. For today, we have on the show the incredible, the amazing, the badass, the super awesome Jocelyn. Jocelyn, how are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, what better way to have an epic, super awesome day than to be talking with someone as badass as you? You know what I mean?
I feel the exact same way.
There you go. I love it. I love it. So, for those who don't know, who is the incredible, amazing, super awesome Jocelyn, please tell us who you are.
My name is Jocelyn Chugg. I am an actor based out of Calgary, Alberta.
That's awesome. That's badass. I love it. Is it in Calgary where they did the whole Last of Us show, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
it
awesome.
is.
That's cool.
Yeah. Calgary's been getting a lot of pretty awesome shows come up.
That's cool.
Lots of hype.
Yeah. Now, let's go back in time and tell me where the journey began. Like, where did this passion for acting started?
So I just started acting about 2.5 years ago. So I'm still pretty fresh into it. I got let go as a lifeguard when COVID started and all the pools shut down. So of course I got let go, but it kind of was a bit of a blessing for me because at the same time I was just finishing my degree in school. So I was excited to get out in the world and try something new. And then I did, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. Like my whole life, I've kind of had no idea. And I looked through all the classifieds and tried to find a job, and nothing was really sparking interest in me. And so about 2.5 and maybe like 3 days ago, I was chatting with my therapist about it, and she asked me what I wanted to do when I was a kid. And so I told her right off the bat, I always knew I was going to be an Olympic athlete. And we chuckled quite a bit. That clearly isn't an option right now.
Okay.
And then I said, and the other thing, I always wanted to act. I always loved it as a kid in high school and right out of university. I just loved acting. And she said, like, she lit up. She was like, of course, I think you should go for that. You should do that. Now's the time. Give it a go. And we worked out a little plan. And like the next week, I was in acting lessons and submitting for random indie projects on Facebook. And I started booking them, and here we are.
I love it. So basically, starting from the bottom, now we're here.
Exactly.
I love it. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so interesting because like when you do something that you don't supposed to do, it's like life is telling you stop it. And when you find something that you're kind of supposed to do it, everything just starts to connect. You know what I mean? That's amazing.
Oh, it goes, and it has been going. It's been incredible. I'm so glad.
Amazing. And back when you started, what were some of the challenges when you were, let's say, building your whole acting career?
So I'm a mother and a wife. I have a 5.5-year-old.
Wow.
And so, 2.5 years ago, he would have been 2 or 3. So kind of dealing with the crazy hectic schedule of a working actor, especially one who's starting out and doing a lot of indie films where it's minimum 12-hour days and nights and you don't really know when you're working until the day before. So it's kind of difficult juggling it all. And on top of that, a lot of the projects were volunteer. And so, you're not even making money with it. So having the support of my husband was great. He was really helpful. And then we have both sets of grandparents to help out. And we've kind of all just come together to make it work. But it was pretty difficult.
I bet.
Yeah.
But it's super cool, the fact that you have like this support, that you have this backup that basically looks after you and make everything, that you are able to continue pursuing it. That's pretty cool. And also it does helps a lot, right? So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for it. Definitely.
Amazing. Now, touching a little bit here on your acting career, tell me how you prepare a character. Now, you understand, of course, that depends on the role. But what is your initial approach when you are about to dive into this whole journey of character creation?
So I've always had like a crazy vivid imagination. Since I was a kid, I could just jump in and out of reality really quick. And I love daydreaming. So if I'm doing chores around the house or driving, especially, I do a lot of road trips, I can daydream quite easily. And I found when I started getting scenes and getting projects and screenplays I would read them, and you do all the steps that you learn in acting class, like go through your 6 acting steps. And then I found on top of that, I just loved daydreaming into it. And so I'd be on a road trip and you're driving 3 hours and it's kind of quiet and calming. And I would kind of escape into that world and be that character and live some things that character would live. And I've always found that to be really helpful.
And once you have the whole character, do you usually stay in character here and there, or only when you are about to, shoot a scene? Like, how does that process work? Like, once you get the character, what happens after?
Well, I think it varies for me depending on the character. A lot of times I have tried kind of going to the grocery store as the character. I like that. And you stand in line. I love chatting with people when I'm in line. So if that character I would chat with people kind of sneakily in that character's mind.
Yeah.
But other times it's just, you're in and out, and you kind of, it helps to just be able to turn it on and off.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And do you usually stay, like, once the whole project is done, do you usually keep parts of that of that character for later on, or you just like, you know what, I move on, time for the next one? Like, how you do it?
Oh man, I think again it would just depend on the character. I've got like little pieces of each character that I find helpful and useful in other situations, just like in life experiences, right? Like with each different project, you're going to bring different life experiences from it. So maybe you'd bring different character experiences from it.
Absolutely. And do you have like a favorite phrase or catch line from one of your characters that you usually say it over and over? Or
No, I don't think I do. I'm gonna have to think about that one. I don't think many of my characters even had catch lines.
Dang it. Okay, we need to make sure that at some point you get one. That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm sure they do. I just would have to go through and like give it some real thought.
Okay.
Get to the right one.
Absolutely. And like, what is your goal? I mean, like, once you are about to perform, do the whole scene here, like, what is the goal that you try to achieve?
So for each scene, I think the overall goal is that everyone involved believes it. It's such a collaborative effort where you have to believe the shot and the lighting and the sound and the environment. And then I come in and I have to be a believable character in this environment and kind of bring it all together. And I think at the end of the day, if we see the finished project and everyone believes it, then that's successful. That's crushing a goal, I guess. Yeah.
There you go. And moving on a little bit here, tell me, what has been some of the worst auditions you ever had?
So when I first started out, someone told me to get on Actors Access, and you can submit for things independently on Actors Access. And I was basically brand spanking new. I was in acting lessons, and I got this audition for a pretty sizable independent film here in Calgary. And I was so excited, and it was in person, which I was told was kind of a dying thing at the beginning of COVID. And I worked with my acting instructor on it and kind of really got into the character. And then I showed up to the audition, and the casting director and producer were all there. And he set the camera up and he said, "Okay, so I'm going to get you to slate in front of the camera." And I just went, "What's a slate?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I have no idea what a slate is." And they had to explain it. And you know what a slate is, right? Oh, no, you don't know what a slate is?
Please explain.
It should be common knowledge. A slate's every single self-tape audition you do. You have to slate to the camera. So you say your name, your agency,
okay,
your height,
your
location, right?
Okay, yeah.
Jocelyn Chugg. So for this one, it was my first one. And I kind of played it. I said, like, "Okay, well, hi, my name is Jocelyn Chugg. I am self-represented." And they all kind of chuckled. And we went on, and I did not book that one. But
okay. Yeah, well, it happens.
It was a great learning experience.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the ride, when you are making those first steps, that they're gonna be, I'm not gonna say mistakes, but just learning opportunities. That you're like, okay, I need to learn from that or things.
My very best friend is an actor based out of Vancouver, and we grew up together. We acted in high school and everything together in all the plays, and so I phoned her right away because I'd been discussing it with her. And I was like, "How did you not tell me what a slate is?" We just joked about it.
Absolutely.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah. And like, let's say that one day I call you and I tell you that I want to become an actor. Now, I have zero experience, none. I mean, the only thing I did was back in high school. I was a tree, and
Yeah.
that's it. So, based on what you know, what advice would you think would be important for me to know before jumping on into this whole career?
Nice question. So when I started out, my very randomly, my therapist actually knows a casting director in Calgary. Okay. And I've only ever auditioned for her once, and I've never booked it. She's pretty high up there. But she reached out to her and asked for advice for me, kind of anonymously. She didn't say my name or anything. I don't even think she knows she gave it. But she said, number one, there was 3 steps. And number one was to get proper training. So find an acting studio. She recommended one. Get the training. Number 2 is to get your headshot and build your resume and take absolutely everything you can. Submit for anything you think you could possibly do. Be in front of the camera as much as you can so you can build that resume. And then once you have that resume, take that to an agent and get yourself a good agent. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. And that's the advice I give to people when they ask me. I've had a few people ask.
That's so cool. And like how you handle the whole rejection part, because I mean nobody likes being rejected, of course, but how you manage that whole audition process and they don't choose you, you do another one, same thing, you do another one, same thing. Like how you keep your mind at peace when you are in a constant, let's say, rejection thing.
I think for me, because I started so early and I'm a grown, mature woman, I like to think sometimes I might be a little immature sometimes, but like for me, it's kind of, you just have to understand that you're just not what they were looking for. And it's absolutely nothing against you. You can give the best performance as long as you're sending yourself tapes in and you're like, that was good. I gave that my effort. I did it. Then for me, that's what I'm happy with. If I can look at it and submit it and be like, they'd be lucky to have me. And then you don't get it. Well, like they probably just wanted a short blonde girl or who knows, right? Like it's nothing to do with you. So I'm pretty good at doing that. At just kind of brushing it off.
That's badass. Just saying. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. With some of the actors that I've interviewed, that they tell me that those first auditions you will do, I mean, they're tricky, and like during those first rejections, you are also starting to develop tough skin to be, as you said, to be like, okay, doesn't matter, they didn't want me, it wasn't meant to be, that's fine. Move to the next one and things like that. So
yeah,
that's cool. So let's say that that one day Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, you name it, they call you and they tell you that they have this idea, which goes that all of the characters you have played at the moment, they're all gonna gather to celebrate your birthday.
Okay.
So tell me, what would be the name of the film?
So my birthday is New Year's Eve.
Okay.
So I feel like that would bring a lot of fun to it. I think I can see it kind of just all taking place on New Year's Eve, being a bit of an action comedy and a bit of a crazy like hangover kind of meets Bridesmaids, all that stuff. And I was kind of stuck on a name, but I think just like New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Like one of those like action comedy silly ones made from like cast members of SNL playing me in different characters.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Let's definitely do it. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Now, what about describing your whole career, but on a drink?
Put in a drink.
How would you call it?
So I don't drink alcohol. I would probably less of like the actual name of the drink and more of just the feeling you get when you're having a drink.
Okay.
For me, I'd see my career, a nice, cozy, big ceramic mug with an Americano in it, cream and sugar. And you're just sitting looking out a gorgeous window somewhere in the mountains. It's just beautiful and striking and just feels so right. And just that cozy feeling you get from it.
Okay. That sounds peaceful.
Yeah. I mean, the coffee has a lot of caffeine in it, so it'll make you a little jittery sometimes, but
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Just right. Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. Now, what about, like, what motivates you? We all have those days that we just want to quit, and it's funny because sometimes everything is okay. Nothing bad is happening, but we suddenly woke up or got this whole bug in our heads telling us that we suck, basically, that we're wasting our time. Anyway, so how you manage to silence those voices, let's say, and be back again on this journey, on this road that you have built for some years now?
I think for me, it's that I chose this, 2.5 years ago, I made the decision that I was going to go and do this and be all in and be successful at it and make it work. And I made that decision 2.5 years ago. And so just driving from that decision constantly when you're feeling low or when something comes out and you're not really happy with it, you're like, you know what? It's just one tiny little part of this life that you chose for yourself. And so you can't let these little tiny things bring you down each time. Just continue choosing to go with it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I think for the whole motivation thing, I think a lot of people, would maybe go with like, my family motivates me and I want to do great for my family, which is so true. Definitely. For me, it's also this isn't like, I don't have a career right now that I'm also doing while acting. Like, this is it. This is my life. And so I chose it and I'm doing it and I have to stay motivated with it. So
there you go. Okay. And what can we expect from Jocelyn in the future?
I'm just going to keep going down this path. I have a feature film that is in post right now. We shot it this summer. It was an action film. I was the lead. I got to do my own stunts and drive some really, really cool cars. And
that's badass.
Fight guys. It was really badass. So that's going to be coming out, another year, I'd say, give or take, depending on post. So I think when that comes out, things are going to be really exciting. I'm really excited for that. And then just kind of keep going down this path. I love commercials, so I want to keep doing commercials and get bigger and bigger and more exciting ones, because there's so many different things that you can do in commercials and sports and fun things. And so I just want to keep doing it.
There you go. I love it. I mean, what can I say? You're basically dropping the mic here. Get it back. Yeah, that's incredible. It's amazing. But also the fact that you started recently, and you are getting results. I think that's proof from everyone here that dreams can come true. Because I do think that sometimes whenever we want to start doing something new, we start to limit ourselves. For example, let's say that if I want to become an actor, then I will get the idea of the whole that if I don't go to Hollywood, I'm done. You know what I mean? Or I'm not gonna be able to make it. Or if I want to focus in theater, if I don't go to New York, Broadway and everything, if I don't make it, I'm done. It's like those type of ideas that you kind of get in your mind and it just limits yourself. But the fact that you're able to do it, you're showing results, you're making things happen. I mean, that's awesome. That's badass, as I said.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
incredible.
I think it can be tough because I've always wanted to act and it's always been in the back of my brain, and I've had random little acting opportunities that have like kind of been thrown at me over my lifetime, really.
Absolutely.
And I've never really committed to it, but it's always been there because I was scared and I didn't have the confidence to go for it. I didn't understand that it was actually something you could go out and do. And I think that was a big thing.
Yeah.
You kind of look at it as a profession that a lot of people are very successful at, and it's another job. So you have to go for it.
Yeah. And you are reaching that way. So that's cool. I love it. I mean, I'm super sure that our next conversation is going to be about the next multiple thousands of projects that you have been on. I'm super sure of it. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because as I said, the fact that you're doing it because you like it, as simple as it may sound, we all know that it takes sometimes years for you to discover what you want to do in life. But the fact that you found it and you make it happen, I mean, that's incredible. Keep doing what you do. You're inspiring people. And I'm super sure there's people out there who sees you as a role model, of course, or as someone who can get things done. So keep doing it. It's incredible.
Thanks.
I also want to thank those who watch this. Thank you so much. If you either listening on Spotify too, thank you. Make sure, this video is about to be done. So on the description below, you're going to see the Instagram for Jocelyn. So just go follow her. Let's make her viral. Hashtag Team Jocelyn. She's incredible. She's amazing. And also, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow if this is your first episode. Thank you so much. If it is your second, third, fourth, fifth, keep watching them. It helps a lot. Thank you. And again, Jocelyn, thank you so much. Have an incredible rest of the week. Keep inspiring. Keep being this amazing, badass person you always are. And I'll see you in the next one.